More chaos and frustration at SIM re-registration centers, with persons who are already registered disconnected from their network and some struggling to register with the app.
I did my, I think January 14th. The whole of yesterday, I couldn't make a call. So they said I have to come and re-register again.
So I have to buy a new SIM, then I will throw this one away.
I woke up this morning, I'm trying to make call. It's not going.
In Accra, one frustrated subscriber stripped completely naked and invoked curses after discovering he had been blocked even though he had registered his SIM card, and the network operator unable to do anything about the situation. This afternoon, a group of civil society leaders are set to file a suit against government as they criticize Communications Minister for her handling of the process.
In fact, as far-reaching as this has been on a lot of people, we want this to be the biggest class action lawsuit in the legal history of this. The September 30th deadline is not feasible. The Minister of Communication made a very appalling statement. Probably needs to read a primer on servant leadership.
Also this afternoon, government hints there may be no budget releases to some ministries, departments and agencies in the third quarter of this year as finances of the state takes further hits.
The reality is that in the third quarter, some MMDAs may not even receive allotment at all. You have to cut 70, 80 and sometimes 90% into some of your discretionary expenditures like goods and services.
Also, despite Bloomberg tagging the city as the second worst performing worldwide, the finance ministry says the city is rather the third best in Africa.
Tunisia is the second strong currency in Africa. Ghana is third, actually, out of the 54 countries.
According to who?
Well, according to any global ranking of currencies.
We have sports.
Well, the National Sports Authority boss debunks Auditor General's reports accusing him of receiving double salary from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
And later,
her legacy will endure through the countless people she met and the lives that she touched. She brought the monarchy into people's lives and into people's homes.
Tributes in the UK Parliament for Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away at the age of 96 yesterday. We're live in the UK, and also wait King Charles III to address the nation, plus your memories of the departed Queen.
She was born not to be a queen, but when her father died, basically it was imminent that she has to be, enthroned as to replace the father.
We have that and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News with me, Emefa Apawu. Many thanks for choosing us. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please stay for details. This afternoon, government's quest to get all mobile subscribers to re-register their SIM card has once again resulted in chaos and frustration for many, with a deadline set for end of this month. At one registration centre in Accra, some subscribers engaged in heavy fighting with a policeman seen with an AK-47 rifle trying to stop the fight. And at another registration centre, a subscriber stripped naked and invoked curses as he got frustrated. He registered his SIM card and it's been blocked, and his network operator says there was little they could do about it. Well, this afternoon, a group of civil society leaders are preparing to file a class action against government for its handling of the SIM card re-registration exercise. The group, led by a vice president of Imani Africa, Selon Brantier, says government has been poor with how it has handled this exercise, and in particular criticized Minister for Communications, Eslo Usu, who they say hasn't helped matters. We'll hear from them shortly, but first, a check on the ground to see what's happening at the centres. Michael Ashali is monitoring the situation in Accra. Michael, tell us how the situation has panned out so far.
So, Emefa, I can tell you that it's very frustrating at this moment in time. Just now, the sun is out, and I mean, I can feel the thing for myself from people who have been here for hours. Some of them tell me they've been here since as early as 6 a.m. Let me just tell you that currently I am in Osu, one of the telecommunication shops, where there's chaos over how the queue is supposed to go. Some people, let me just say that the queue is chaotic as it stands now. It's not very much organized. So the confusion much is about who's supposed to go before who in terms of the registration. There's a lady here.
It's very mad, seriously. I'm among the first people who registered. For over 2 years now, my card is not being validated. I've been going up and down. When you go to this office, they say go here, go there. And right now, you've blocked me from getting access. Why? Why should that happen? The foundation is not good. The foundation of Ghana card is not good. It's not that people don't want to register, but then we don't get access to it. My brothers are not having theirs. So how can they link the Ghana card to their SIM card? You see, it doesn't make sense in Ghana here. One person will just decide for us what to do, which doesn't make sense.
Obalik mede osime ke obalik osime ke amene Ghana card onani e obe o kiyo ene wabatashi la ya ni moni uni mene efio register na weteshi eka ya yeni eteshi tumo 3 almost come 334 atwa 334 kwako kusabatashi ni mikela ke efo ya.
Is that he's been here for a long time, that what he's been told is that he has to wait, and he's been waiting since morning, and the attendants who are supposed to make sure that he goes through the process smoothly took a break, and it took them hours to come back.
Well, Michael, apart from those persons who have come there because they've registered their SIM cards but yet it's been blocked, we're also told that some people are cashing in on this as well.
Yes, Emefa. So at Tabora, for instance, you get a normal Momo vendor who is now taking people through the process for a little fee. They tell me you have to pay 5 Ghana cedis. And then they save you the stress of coming to an outlet of a telecommunication company where there are longer queues here. So at that place, it's quite simpler and shorter.
But how about persons who say they've registered their SIM, yet it's been blocked? Is there any remedy for them?
Yes, Emma, that seems to be reoccurring. This process started. For this week particularly, yesterday we went to two areas, and today we've been to about 5 different areas, and many more people begin to complain that they've registered, especially those who registered early last year and early this year. Many of them have not been able to have registered, use the same, but this week some of them have been blocked as well. So part of people who have not registered their SIM cards. Their concern is that they have to go through the entire process again because nothing seems to be working. The worst part is that at the places they have to go and make inquiries, the network is down.
I came to re-register my SIM. I did I think January 14th this year. Just yesterday, the whole of yesterday, I couldn't make a call. So I have to call their call center. When I called, they said, I have to come and re-register again. That's why I'm here to.
They registered everything for me to use the SIM, alright. But I think I was there last 2 days. When I tried to make call, it was not going through. So I decided to come here and check. But they said it's not their fault. So I should wait. But I can't wait. I have to use the SIM to do a lot. My mom is at the hospital right now. I have to make calls and all that. So I have to buy a new SIM. Then I will throw this one away.
I woke up this morning. I'm trying to make call. It's not going. So I'm coming to find out why the call is not going.
Well, some frustrated customers there interacting with my colleague Michael Ashale. Some say they have registered their SIM, yet their cards have been blocked. And let's check if the situation is just in Accra. My colleague Richard Kujunyaku is in the central region, joins us on the line. Richard, what's the situation where you are? You visited a few centers. Is that situation recurring there as well?
Yes, so it's a recurring situation. The queues were back early in the morning when people started making calls, and they were unable to do so. Yesterday I was at Winneba. I checked and the queues were forming. Same day, yesterday, they were also here. Some people stayed in the queue for 8 hours, and so they got frustrated and had to go. Today they are back and they are complaining. You see frustration written all over their faces. Some say that they have registered, but they're unable to make some calls. But I sought some explanation from the officers of some of the telecommunication network, and they indicated that some had had registered though, but their registration was incomplete, and so they have to come and complete. They have to start all over again. And so it's frustration. I've been to Abra, I've been to Kingsway, and the network is also a big challenge, so people have had to wait here.
Well, so that's the situation in the central region. Richard Kojunyako there. Well, some of you have been sharing your frustrations with us as well.
I have done the registration. I did the registration on the 10th of March, way before the June 30th deadline. And for some reason, they have barred me from making calls. I don't understand what is going on. Everything I can do to check that I have, fully linked my SIM card with my Ghana card, I have done it. And it's showing that I have done that. So what is happening? MTN must be able to explain to me why I am unable to make calls.
I sincerely do not see the logic in what the NCA or the telcos are doing. I remember a team came to my office. There were a whole lot of us who wanted to register our numbers. So they came and registered all of us. And so I'm surprised to wake up this morning and I'm unable to make calls. I dashed to their office this afternoon and I'm told it's a technical problem and that perhaps when the team came to take our information, they did not synchronize it with their system. And so that's how come the number is not registered. And so for that matter, I'm unable to make calls. They took my details telling me that they'll fix it and then I'll be able to make calls. When I inquire when the challenge will be fixed, they were unable to tell me. It's like I'm just here. I can only receive calls. I can't make calls. There are quite a number of people that gathered in their office trying to fix the same problem.
It's very annoying and frustrating that I've been able to register all my SIM cards. Unfortunately, I have a data SIM, which the government or the Minister for Communication did not indicate that we're going to be registered. In fact, they said it wasn't going to be registered until the second extension day. She announced that we had to register that, and that's coming too late in the day. So I tried. The data SIMs are SIMs inside boxes that you do not have screens and keypad to generate the code. Yes.
Well, let me bring in Vice President at Imani Africa, Selon Brantier, who's leading a group of Ghanaians to file a class action against government who says they've managed the process poorly and should not shift the mess on innocent Ghanaians. Mr. Brantier, we are grateful for your time here on the Midday News. Have we had a number of people signing up for this class action?
Yes. Good afternoon to you and your listeners. Yesterday night around 10 p.m., I put a link out for people to sign on. Anyone who was affected by the ongoing barring or punitive measures, so-called punitive measures that are supposed to coerce people into registering for the SIM. Yes, and so far we have over 700 people who have signed up to be co-claimants. And we want this to be unprecedented. So everybody who has been affected negatively through no fault of theirs is encouraged to look for the link either on my Facebook page or on being shared across on social media, on Twitter also, so that they can also join and be co-claimants. Because the damages that people are facing go beyond just emotional. Some of them are consequential to their work. Some of it is consequential to people's lives. A doctor is from somewhere in Ghana has told me that he was unable to do some kind of referrals for his patients because of this same situation, even though he has registered his SIM. This is because of poor political hearings, and this is poor policy management, and somebody needs to pay for it.
And just for clarity, all these persons who have signed up for this action, it's because they've duly registered their SIM cards, yet they're being affected by the NCA's action of blocking them like twice a week, amongst others, as part of not re-registering their SIM cards.
Yes, so we are not only looking at that category.
Okay.
It is open to everyone who feels aggrieved in some form or manner, including those who know that by 30th September they would not be able to get their Ghana card, which is the only prerequisite for SIM re-registration, even though they have already registered for the Ghana card, or they have gone and they have been given an appointment date that is after the 30th of September. So if anybody is in this category, it means that they are going to be barred from making calls. And I think from next week, they are going to be barred from even accessing data.
Okay. And how much time do we have to be part of the suit?
So it is going to be open from now until the 30th of September. Although the legal team is working on filing a lawsuit as soon as possible.
But by that time, they would have lost their SIM card.
Possible.
By 30th, they would have lost it.
Yes, but what we are doing is that this is an ongoing process.
Okay.
So the legal remedies are being investigated to look at to prioritize them in categories, and then the major categories will be actioned on immediately. So as many people as can sign on should sign on immediately, so that while the time goes on and the legal processes are going on, we can even add more co-claimants as an addendum to the original claims that we're making.
We are grateful. That's Vice President Atimani Africa Selom Brante there. While in Parliament, the minority there say blocking of unregistered SIM cards is an infringement on the rights of citizens. ABA Fusaini is minority spokesperson on communications.
Some of these measures promised by the NCA to help speed up the SIM registration process, including the unveiling of the app to facilitate the process, have not only been late in coming, but they have also had attached to them fees those who wish to patronize it are supposed to pay. This obviously will impact adversely on the ability of SIM card users not only to meet the deadline, but to even meet the cost before they can get their SIMs processed. This has caused widespread anxiety and indeed anguish and protest from many sections of our society. The NDC minority members on the Communications Committee regard the denial of the right to make calls and even interference in receiving calls through unsolicited messaging systems as unfair, unjust, and unwarranted breach of the fundamental human rights and freedoms of our people, including the rights of freedom of expression and to own and enjoy property.
Minority spokesperson on communications, Alhaji ABA Fusaini. Now, some ministries, departments and agencies will not receive the third quarter budgetary releases for administrative operations due to the financial challenges facing the country. This, according to the Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. John Kuma. Government in the 2022 budget announced a 30% cut in expenditure as part of measures to put the economy back on sound footing. But rising debt, depreciation of the cedi and statutory payment have conspired to rob government of needed revenue. Speaking to George Riafe on Business Edition of the PM Express, Dr. John Kuma says government's finances are not in the best of shape.
Even though you are announcing 20% cut of your budget, it means that the discretionary ones that you can cut, you are not actually cutting 20%. You're actually cutting 80%, 90%.
And that's the fact. Why is government not talking about it? Because some will say that all these things again would then signal the commitment to fiscal prudence.
We have, but unfortunately, when it's good news, nobody wants to listen.
I'm hearing this for the first time.
Oh yes, but that's the reality. In order to achieve that overall 20% of your budget cut, it means that you have to cut 70, 80, and sometimes 90% into some of your discretionary expenditures like goods and services. In fact, the reality is that in the third quarter, some MMDAs may not even receive allotment.
Now, a recent currency performance ranking by Bloomberg classified the cedi as the worst performing currency across the globe after Sri Lanka's rupee. But Dr. John Kuma disagrees, insisting the Ghanaian cedi is the third best performing in Africa.
Look, I've heard all propaganda. They say Ghana cedi is the worst in Africa and all kinds of things. Look, don't believe those propaganda.
What is the reality?
I just returned from Tunisia on a program. Tunisia is the second largest strong currency in Africa. I mean, Ghana is third, actually, out of the 54 countries.
According to who?
Well, according to any global ranking of currencies. That
but it matters whoever is doing that ranking.
No, it's not. No, I'm talking about the strength of currencies in Africa.
Okay.
Is Libya, Diran, followed by Tunisia, the same. They are also into Diran. And then Ghana cedi is the third strongest currency in Africa. You can check it. But maybe they were talking about the rate of depreciation and all that kind of thing.
Others in the body.
Well, the Auditor General in the 2021 report audited account highlighted the payment of over 150 million cedis as judgment debt. Dr. John Kuma says the payments are legitimate.
As long as there are contracts, there will be litigation, unsatisfactory outcomes to certain projects, and there will be decisions to terminate at a point. And obviously, you have to deal with judgment. We have never, as a party, disagreed with payment of judgment. We have paid some before. But we have questioned the dubious judgment debts that have been paid. People with no contracts and no obligations of government, they conspire and create that obligation and liability and take public funds and conspire and share it. That is evil. That is illegal. That is what we talk about. But where people genuinely have lost contracts and have gone to court, Attorney General has fought the case. I mean, there are so many judgment debts that this government has fought through the Attorney General.
Dr. John Kumar is Deputy Finance Minister. They're taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM. We've been talking about the chaos and frustration at SIM re-registration centres with persons who are already registered disconnected from their network and some struggling to register with the app. Already 700 persons have signed up the Imani class action to sue government, and they've been criticising Communications Minister for her handling of the process. When we return,
her legacy will endure through the countless people she met and the lives that she touched. She brought the monarchy into people's lives and into people's homes.
She will always be with us.
Tributes in the UK Parliament for Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away at the age of 96 yesterday. We're live in the UK, where King Charles III is expected to address the nation, plus your memories.
She was born not to be a queen, but when her father died, basically, it was imminent that she has to be, enthroned.
Hey, transactions in Kwahu beeping. Not day. Charlie, come on, issue. Right, be mumu pet way if you make us smile. Smile. Ah, guy, way. Bro, I say if you chop 5K every week, sake of MTN Momo Manto. Hey, sir, tell me more.
Momo Month is back and bigger than before. This time, we're giving you several reasons to smile. Simply download and install the Momo app. Earn more points as you use it. Send Momo. Pay for goods and services using the QR code or merchant ID. Buy airtime or data from your own wallet. And you could win up to 5,000 Ghana cedis every week. Achieve your weekly targets and double your points accumulation. Dial *170# to check your points. TNCs apply. Please note that all winners will only be called by the official MTN number 0244 300,000 to redeem your prizes.
MTN. Gripping conversations, business opportunities, and inspiring life stories in the engine room. We have it all. Tune in to Springboard, your virtual university with Reverend Albert Okran, this Sunday at 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, Facebook, and YouTube. Catch the repeat telecast on Joy Prime every Saturday at 9 a.m. Sponsors: Enterprise Group, MTN Pulse, UMB Bank, and Central University. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Graphic Business. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around. The 7th EMY Africa Awards. Nominees for Designer of the Year: Phil and Joe, Atafu from Nigeria, Atutete, and Yardtel. To vote for your favorite nominee, visit www.emyafrica.com and follow the prompt. Or like the nominees post on the EMY Africa Instagram page. Or text EMY plus the name of your preferred nominee and category to short code 1393. Voting ends on the 22nd of September 2022.
I bet you thought you've seen it all. You must have thought you've watched it all. Gomorrah is a new exciting series about the conflict that rises between the wealthy and the poor. Watch Gomorrah exclusively on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150, Go TV channel 101, and Aquaba Magic Ebusian DSTV channel 149 and Go TV channel 108. With as little as 50 Ghana cedis on DSTV access and 25 Ghana cedis on Go TV value. Gomorrah.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's do sports.
Well, the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Professor Peter Chumesi, has denied allegations which accuse him receiving double salary from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and the National Sports Authority. The NSA boss was implicated in the recently released Auditor General's report, where he was named among 4 KNUST lecturers recipient of double salaries in the year under review.
It is not like that. KNUST, like other public universities in Ghana, there is a condition of service which gives every lecturer an opportunity to have a sabbatical leave. You earn it. After working for 5 years, you qualify for 1 year sabbatical. And that's 1 year sabbatical, you can choose what to do with it. If you do 10 years, you get two years sabbatical. It's yours. But that amount that they give you in the course of that period, which you have worked for, is an amount equivalent of your basic salary. All your category 4 allowances, what all of them are out. That's what people need to get understanding. And it's mandatory. If anybody works for 10 years and they apply for that sabbatical leave, he's supposed to be given. The Auditor General, when they raised this issue, was in 2019. And at that time, KNUST had advised them. They should show them an evidence which showed that he's getting double. Because as for us, KNUST, we have contract with him that once we have granted his sabbatical leave, we are required to pay him amount equivalent of basic. And if you don't do it, he can even go to court and sue the university.
Meanwhile, the Football Associations of England and Scotland have postponed all matches until Tuesday next week after the death of the Queen. The English FA's decision covers everything from the Premier League scheduled to grassroots games, while the Scottish FA said only professional games will be affected. The moves were reviewed as a growing number of events are cancelled for postponement out of respect for Britain's longest reigning monarch.
Thank you very much. And talking about Britain's longest reigning monarch in the United Kingdom, her death has hit the world with shock and admiration for her dedication to service. Almost every nation around the world is celebrating the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, who died yesterday at Balmoral in Scotland, aged 96. Here in Ghana, President Akufo-Addo has directed that all official flags in the nation fly at half-mast for 7 days, and he's described the Queen as a unifier. He was addressing a UNESCO meeting in Paris.
I'd like to support Sheikh Moza bin Nasser in sympathies to the new King of the United Kingdom, King Charles III.
Understanding that the country she came to symbolise is bigger than any one individual or any one institution. Yet to be revealed, we must always remember one of the great lessons of our Queen's reign, that we are always better when we rise above the petty, the trivial, the day-to-day, to focus on the things that really matter, the things that unite us, rather than those which divide us. As we move forward, as we forge a new path, as we build towards a better future, she will always be with us. All she gave us and all she will continue to give us. We say thank you. May our Queen rest in peace. God save the King.
And the ordinary person on the streets of Accra has been sharing their views about the Queen.
The Queen of England, she's a nice woman. She has done excellent things in the whole of Africa. And I know that she colonized a lot of African countries, especially Ghana here, and a lot more countries. And he also part of the head of the Commonwealth, Council organization.
And she has united so many countries, and she's a queen of almost the whole world.
So the Queen is the symbol and the spirit of the people of the United Kingdom. And she came here in '99 during President Rawlings's rule. She's also the spirit behind the Commonwealth She's one of the world's biggest donor, as in she manages a lot of charities all across the world.
And tributes continue to pour in for her. May her soul rest in perfect peace. And we await that address by King Charles III later this afternoon. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. That's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil is up next.